Hey guys, Mega 10 Minutes here, back with another video. So, I'm joined by my friend Asir yet again, and we're going to be watching and reacting to RWBY Volume 7, Chapter 3. Now, I think that predictions for this episode are pretty minimal, because I think we're going to see our heroes with their upgrades, both in terms of outfits and weapons, and they're going to be fighting alongside the Aesops, and that's probably going to be it. Mm-hmm. And we're also saying that maybe we'll see villains again. However, probably not, because we got them last week, and if we do see them, it would probably just be 2, maybe 3 minutes, like in that last episode.
Yeah, and it'll be minimal, if anything. But what might be cool is maybe we'll get Cinder Neo instead of Watts and Tyrion. Maybe they could develop other subplots.
The only reason why I don't see that is because I feel like if we were gonna get Cinder and Neo in episode 3, they would be in the intro.
Right. No, I think that's a good point, and I think it's fair assessment. Any other thoughts before we dive into this, man?
No. So let's just hit the play button and hope that it's an enjoyable episode. And we now don't have anything to say during the intro.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Well,
especially considering that nobody likes music.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can also take a moment really quickly to, thank Rooster Teeth for the opportunity to put this out and for allowing people to react to it.
Yeah.
And maybe kind of, I don't know, that's a bad segue, but they've been bad with the copyrights, and we're trying to get these videos out on a weekly basis, and it's been kind of difficult to YouTube.
Right.
Maybe Mega-san will make a video about that later. We don't want to dive too deep into it, but we do want to thank Rooster Teeth for this opportunity and try and stay grateful.
Exactly, because yes, it sucks that we aren't able to get the reaction on a weekly basis the way we want to, but we're also grateful that they aren't just like, how about no to the entire concept.
Right. So, thank you, Rooster Teeth.
Exactly.
Please try and work with us. We follow your weekly rule.
And we're both members of First. Even though we're watching this together and we could easily do this with only one of us being members of First, we are both members from First.
True.
So, hope you enjoy those $120 a year you get from us.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, that black screen is always a little longer than it feels like it should be.
I see it.
All right, gather round. Our mission today is to secure the launch site for the Amity Communications Tower. The designated area is an abandoned dust mine.
Yeah,
Since its closure, the Grimm have moved in. Good news is all that untouched dust is still down there too.
Securing where they're going to build it,
for the first phase
and there's lots of
launch.
dust.
Apologies for the mess, and for holding on to your weapons for so
I
long.
just saw on the map
the
where it
upgrades
was.
you requested were,
Yeah.
well,
We'll catch it during the
they were
rewatch.
more than
I love how
anticipated.
much futuristic everything
Atlas
feels.
military huntsmen are already hard at work
Yes.
clearing out the
Almost a
surrounding
different
tundra.
vector.
Recon has
Yes.
identified a powerful
It's so
gust
true.
that's managed to evade destruction and
It's not a
take
bad
several
thing
lives.
either.
After we
helps the
increased our
world feel
numbers, the
more
guys were
unique.
smart enough to
Yep.
retreat into the
There's
mine
landmass.
itself.
It's not
Yeah.
the,
It's
not
old
the dragon.
and extremely dangerous.
No, it's
This
on
is our
Atlas.
target.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely still in Atlas.
Be as requested. But I
thought
also
it might
took
be
the
more
liberty of
central,
reviewing your combat footage from the Vital Festival tournament. There's some additional enhancements I'd like to suggest. But for now, these should serve you well enough.
The mine was a labyrinth back in the day. There's all sorts of tunnels and chambers the guys can move between. So if we're gonna kill this
Fine.
thing, we'll have to split up and corner it. General Ironwood says you've seen your fair share of combat. I trust that man with my life. So tomorrow,
You either!
I trust him with
RWBY.
I don't mind her short hair design. That'd be well.
Yeah.
Same with John, I hate.
Yeah.
Blake can pull him.
I guess. I don't like it.
I like it most.
Yeah, it's like you like it, but not as much. Yeah.
I guess I was hoping that we'd see more new capabilities. It seems like especially weapon-wise, it's a very minor alteration.
Yeah.
Hopefully that gets better.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe they could transform into something new if shit gets real.
Oh yeah, exactly. Hopefully it gets
This is my favorite part.
I also feel like that. Now I get that the Stites has already absorbed some shit and is kind of lit, but they dealt with. Yeah, I know. They dealt with the dice before easy enough that it really doesn't seem like it should be that big of a problem right now.
She meant that as a compliment.
Because it was just Team Juniper before.
Right.
Or Ranger.
This is Alpha Squad. LZ's clear.
Oh, I do
Proceeding
like
on
Crow's
foot.
new design.
You've all got
Yeah.
fancy new scrolls, so don't forget to use
We
them.
didn't get that
Keep
good of a
your
look
eyes and
at
ears
it
open.
in
I
the
want an
intro.
update if you encounter the target. Alpha out.
Sorry, just not used to the new hair yet.
Yeah.
Is it bad? No!
Yes!
No, it's good. Great, even.
Man, I did not sign up to be a babysitter.
Yeah, well, the rest of us babysit you all the time.
Wow.
Roasted.
He's a Faunus too.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta babysit your Faunus.
It's freezing out here!
Without heating or a projected aura, the cold of Solitas can kill you in a matter of hours. I
Fun.
suddenly don't feel as bad about leaving Oscar behind.
Can we talk about that again?
He's got to
Yeah,
train with the
what
Iron
about it?
Daddy.
Honestly, don't
We're
like
really not
getting
gonna tell
Sue's
Ironwood
design
what
very
happened to
much at
Oz?
all.
It looks
What we
almost
learned
the
about
same.
Jin? About
Well,
Salem?
We are!
These overall things are interesting,
We
and
will.
then the fact that they're
But
in
you
a
saw how
cold
things
area
looked when we flew
and
into
she's got
Atlas.
part of her
The
leg
General's heart
fabric
seems to be in the right
missing.
place,
Yeah.
but
It's-
that doesn't mean we should trust
It's one of
him.
those
We need to play
aesthetic
along for a
things
while
that
before
you
we make
do to
any
make
major
it look
decisions.
unique, but it's
Okay.
not practical.
How
Yep.
did
And
Oscar
no one
feel
would feel
about that?
comfortable wearing that.
Probably shouldn't keep running around with an ancient relic on a keychain. You
Good
know?
call.
Yeah.
But,
Very good call.
I know you'll keep it safe in Atlas.
Ruby, hiding things from Ironwood. Doesn't that feel like what Ozpin did to us?
Yes.
Gotta say, still not really used to working with other huntsmen in the field.
But you were on a team before, weren't you?
A long time ago.
How
Just
long?
found working alone tends to be
Talk
for the
about it.
best.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Flashback.
think that's a shame.
No.
I know. but
Not
doesn't
yet.
mean I can't get my
I
hopes
know,
up.
I know. I mean, it could happen, just not in this
Give me an
episode.
update.
Maybe if he
The
tripped and
connecting
fell
ice
and hit his
tunnels.
head at night.
Yeah.
We should be a
God
Yeah.
damn it.
So exciting!
It feels like we're an actual huntsman team.
Mm.
I, like what you did with your outfit, Ren.
Uh-huh.
We should probably stay focused on the mission.
Dude.
Yeah.
It pisses me off how they've completely
I like your
underplayed their
outfit too.
relationship.
John.
Checking in. Hit a bit of a snag. There's been a cave-in in the
What
main
is?
entrance.
He's like, I like your
Not sure
outfit
if it's
too.
recent or was caused by
Completely
the
failing to
original
read the room.
accident. Either way, we'll have to do a little problem solving.
Understood. Let us know if you need anything.
You okay?
I just realized where we are. This mine was closed after an explosion.
Ooh.
I remember this disaster. Or rather, I remember how furious it made my father. I wish I could take back
What
the years
happened?
of pain my family has caused the Faunus, and all of my complacency in it.
This society is set up for Faunus to be at the bottom, and humans are willing participants. They benefit from doing nothing to help us, but there are still those who actively abuse us. Anyway,
What's
I
in the
didn't come
box?
over here looking to solve systemic societal issues. Harriet found a gap in the rubble we think one of you could fit through.
Okay.
Ideally, someone with a knack for seeing in the dark.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, you.
All right, Blake. Take a look around. Is there any dust in the immediate area?
Mine cards, Debris. No dust, though.
Great, then it should be safe to
I guess
blast our
those
way through.
centipedes will probably be in this
Okay.
episode too.
Heading back.
Damn it. Blake, stand back!
Oh. That's cool. Oh, it's not
Don't
even
let it
possessed
get
anything.
away!
For some reason I thought it was already... Yeah, centipedes. Huh, that's new. Maybe that was like acid and not blood though.
That would make
That's disgusting.
It looks like green blood though.
No, I know. There's some type of bug blood.
So Yang's gauntlet has grenades that can stick onto things.
Picked up the Mega Man.
Yeah, literally. I didn't notice anything in this movie yet.
Alright,
Yeah.
yeah. Chainsaw, apparently.
Apparently.
Scared.
And we got a
And it
semblance?
looks like it's time related.
Okay.
But you said
This is
sleep.
Bravo.
That might be
We found the
literal.
target, but it fled deeper into the mine. Engaging sentinels. Let's pick up the pace.
I'm glad they're developing Aesop's in their weapons. Like,
Yeah.
you predicted that, but I'm glad they all did.
Yeah. And if they're gonna be around the entire season, they need to. Yep, he's got like the Mr. Fantastic kit. She's sticky. And he's got hard light dust in his shield. That's pretty. Ooh! Oh yes!
The assassin buff. That's nice.
Yeah.
Head first approach.
Yeah, well, that's just kind of our style.
One left. I got it.
And it's fun. Oh, it's fun. Like, action scenes are always really hard when I'm doing reviews.
Your semblance makes you
Because you
super
kind of
fast.
get
Just like me.
captivated by it.
Very
It's
cool.
very immersive.
Though,
Yeah.
based on your reaction time, I'd say I'm a little faster.
This is Alpha.
Yeah, she should
We've
be.
engaged the target.
I think rabbits are faster than roses.
All squads, head towards our position.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is a fishing pole. Scrum.
That was pretty weak.
Yeah.
For the team leader.
Yeah.
Showcase your big ability and it just walks on the ground.
But maybe Crow was why it missed though.
That's true. I didn't think about that
Wait,
at all.
stop!
Really good observation.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Target escaped. Last seen headed east. Thanks for the
The
call.
ground caved in under
That
it?
could have been bad.
I wouldn't thank me. My semblance brings misfortune.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't keep it under control.
That so? Well, hey, don't beat yourself up about it.
He probably is this. Because of Fisherman's good luck, he might have a
My
counter to it.
semblance is good fortune.
Yep.
Lucky you, huh?
Nice.
So they count each other
Bravo.
out.
You should be able to cut off the target at the heart of the mine. Crow and I won't be far behind.
Cool, but I can see why Crow's like, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, this shit's ruined my life.
But it also means that if they're together, there's no drawback to Crow. To hit to his semblance.
Yeah, but he's also learned to fight.
Everyone use caution.
This room is
Use
highly
it to his
active with dust
advantage.
energy. Triggering it
I
could
feel
ruin
like-
the
It
launch site.
wouldn't counteract the semblance. It would just make it so that the bad shit didn't happen to Crow and his allies.
I thought the target was supposed to be in here.
It negates Crows, it also negates
Yeah, we have to whatever.
That's a good call.
Yikes.
It added dust to its body?
Spicy.
How are we supposed to
Purple dust, so I guess it's gravity. You're just punching in the dick. A lot.
You think that's a semblance or is it dust shit?
Hard to say.
I think it's gotta be semblance.
I think it's a semblance, yeah.
Like,
I think that it's probably a semblance, but it might be, maybe it's yellow because of lightning dust.
Well, wait a second. He had hands inside of it, though.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not even him stretching.
Harriet!
Maybe. Regardless, I do think it's a semblance.
Hopefully they get in it.
Hopefully.
Don't do this. It doesn't make sense. He's got the lightning.
Yeah.
Kind of very similar to Ruby's super beam.
Yeah.
Not to be overrated.
What would you guys do without me?
It's definitely absorbed a lot of shit.
Show us this.
Yoink! Rip off his face. Oh, okay, he literally pulled it out of the stuff.
I wonder if those are explosive by nature, and that's why they
Maybe.
seem urgent
I
to
mean,
be catching them all.
they're purple, so I think they're gravity dust is what I think they are. It's because of the color.
Makes sense. It is very important, apparently, that they do not touch the ground.
Yeah.
I thought you said your semblance was like mine.
It
Is?
I've seen other speed semblances before. That was different.
Oh,
I think
yeah?
there's more going on than you think.
Wait until she sees what she could do with her eyes.
Lucky catch, huh?
No. I'd chalk that one up to talent.
Okay.
Atlas Control, this is Clover. Mission accomplished.
That would swim. Okay. Back in
Thanks for the
command.
lift!
Oh, it's this guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's Cabbage Guy.
yeah.
Huh?
This looks like where people go to get murdered. I'm just saying. Yep.
Who are you?
Me?
Oh, well,
Now, I really hope Hill is not.
someone just like you.
I don't think she is.
I think that
Someone who wants to mix things up around here.
What I think, I wonder if that's the same, that's probably the same murder that we saw at the end of the last episode.
Interesting. Sure.
I feel like, what I think though, is because when
But what if, can I, sorry, I have a thought. I'll
Go
let you
for
go
it.
first.
when Salem sent them there, her orders were, Ironwood being paranoid and having the embargo is good. Make sure things stay that way. Like, Salem wants the status quo of what was going on in Atlas to be staying the same. Meaning, I think that Robin Hill getting in power is something that the villains do not want.
Well, I think it has less to do with Robin Hill and more to do with the chaos that can be caused by framing Ironwood, because Ironwood holds all the cards and all the pieces, and so if people loyal to Hill start dying in all of Mantle, who's the finger gonna get pointed at?
At Ironwood.
At Ironwood.
Yeah.
And so, like, while Tyrion's killing people, Watts is making it so they don't get caught, and everything then gets framed on Atlas so that Ironwood doesn't have the trust necessary to make his play on the board.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like they're using Hills and her resources as a tool to turn the people against Ironwood in a way that doesn't put Hill in power.
Yeah, I think Hill's just a pawn. I think if she ends up in power or not, they don't care. It might bite them in the ass if she does, because she's going to be good and loyal, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think they care. I think they're just seeing her as like, ooh, this is a way to incite chaos.
Yeah, that
we can frame shit on Ironwood.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And of course, the Alice politics are hard because, like, the simple truth is both her and the Schnees, they're gonna play an important role, but we don't really know what that role is gonna truly be yet.
Very true. Very, very true. Man.
Yeah.
So I did want to rehash really quickly with the semblances.
Yeah.
The way I saw a fault in your interpretation is that it seemed like you're like, oh, because he's good luck, he's going to cancel out all of the negativity of Crow. But you're not seeing that in the inverse, where Crow is also going to cancel out the positivity of him. It's almost like a base. Rather than it overpowering Crow, it should be a neutral line.
Let me explain what I was trying to say.
Sure.
Right. So
By all means.
this other dude, his semblance is good luck, right? Correct. Now what this means is that it's good luck for him, but Crow, his semblance is bad luck for those around him, which means, for example, you know how in Volume 4 when Crow was fighting Tyrion on the roof, like they were both on the roof and the support beam that Tyrion was on broke because of Crow's semblance?
Yes, but
something like that happening from a good luck semblance could happen too. So I feel like that it would be the type of, because, like, let me put it this way. Anything that is bad luck for Crow's opponent is good luck. Meaning, those things would not get nullified by the good luck semblance, but anything that is bad luck for Crow's allies is still bad luck and would get nullified.
And I do understand your point, and I think either I have a misunderstanding of Crow's semblance, or perhaps you might, because the way I have interpreted Crow's semblance, and maybe I'm just wrong, is that it's bad luck in general, and that includes him. He's learned to navigate the bad luck, to turn what is a disadvantage into an advantage, because his opponent's not expecting the bad luck, but he can account for it because he knows it's going to happen. So I have kind of looked at his bad luck as not exclusive to him. It includes him. He just knows it's coming. He can predict it.
That's true. But you know what? It's also true that, let's just say that both of their semblances completely nullify each other's. Mm-hmm. That would still make it so that both Crow and the Aesop guy would not have to worry about the semblance causing a problem, and that the fight would just come down to the raw skill of both the combatants.
I agree. I kind of see it as a buff for Crow, but a nerf for the other guy. He's taking the hit. When they're together, he's taking the hit, basically. But he's good luck, so he's like, yeah, I got enough to go around. He doesn't seem to care. I did like the dynamic. Hopefully there's a kindling friendship there. And something to kind of bring Crow out of his nihilism, which I know that's part of the character, but at the same time, you want to see people grow out of that. Even if it defines them, you want to see them find other ways to define themselves and
that's true.
Have purpose.
Exactly. The real question is, but do you think that they'll actually develop a friendship, or do you think, or not?
It's really hard to say, and I'm leaning towards, yes, I think they'll develop a friendship. No, I don't think they'll become a duo of partners to, like, go out. Like, basically, I don't think Crow is going to join the Aesops, and I don't think the leader of the Aesops is going to leave them to hang out with Crow.
Yeah.
Do I think they'll get along? Yes. But there's no dynamic there.
I see it too. Like, I completely agree. I think it's going to be the type of thing where, like, the two of them will become close work buddies that get along whenever they're in the same place for their work.
Right. So that's how I kind of see it.
Yeah.
Do you have any other thoughts? I mean, I really liked all of the new designs, but I felt like the showing what was possible, not every character got that.
Yeah, but I also feel like that I do think that the redesigns overall are strong, despite there being a few details about a few designs that are not quite ideal. And I do like the new things we saw from the weapons. And when it comes to the characters where we didn't see anything new from their weapons, I'm not concerned, because I do believe that there is something new that we'll just see later.
They're probably holding some cards. You know,
Exactly.
that way there's more to see and more to be entertained by in future
Exactly.
episodes.
Like
That makes sense.
I very much so, because like I feel like that scene, like the grenades from Yang and the like, it's not quite the right word, but the grappling hook from Ren was enough for now, and I also feel like that of all of them, Weiss's weapon was inherently the most versatile at base, and because of that, it's the one that is the hardest to give something new to, but having it still feel like the same weapon. So
Right.
if Weiss's weapon doesn't change at all, I wouldn't be surprised. And
I see that.
and yeah, and
Yeah, and that's another thing is like even like upgrading it to a different sword isn't appropriate because like Weiss carrying a great sword, sure it would be bigger, but it's not hers. The rapier is appropriate, so it's like
Exactly.
I don't see. I understand your point where I don't see that changing. Do you want to talk about them leaning into Bumblebee, or do you just want to?
You can talk about it.
I don't. I'm rooting for Black Sun. Always have been, always will be. I always love the chemistry of those two, and Sun is a really stand-up guy. So I don't think I'll be disappointed if Bumblebee gets established, but it really does seem like fan pandering.
Yeah, and see, and I'm in a very similar camp because I've always preferred Black Sun, and if Bumblebee happens, I will be okay with it, but only if it's done well and if it doesn't feel like fan pandering. And currently, I think it feels like fan pandering.
I think it's something that originally was supposed to go one direction, but the fans have influenced the creators. And say what you will about that and whether or not it's a healthy relationship. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Exactly. No, and like even from this episode, like inherently, there's nothing wrong with Yang noticing that Blake changed her hair and Blake blushing over it. But the reason why it feels like fan pandering is because Ruby and Weiss both changed their hair significantly too, and John, but nobody said anything about it. It was literally just Yang to Blake.
And it had a certain romantic tension that was obviously implied.
Yeah.
And it was put there for a reason. And so when you're witnessing, you're like, okay, is this what I'm seeing? Is this what they're establishing? And they're leaning into it. They keep leaning into it, but not committing. And ultimately, like I said, I don't care either way, but I will personally be a little disappointed just because Sun's been a really stand-up guy, and he should have proven to Blake that there is decency. Like, I know Adam ruined a lot of that, but Sun should have kind of re-invited that. But ultimately, if she's happier with Yang, let her be happier with Yang.
Yeah. And of course, another thing, however, really the thing that's the most frustrating when it comes to, I guess, ships is how little emphasis they're putting on the fact, because like that Ren and Nora.
Yeah.
Because ever since.
Great point.
Because I feel like that Ren and Nora have been together ever since they.
Volume 4.
Yeah, since the end of Volume 4. Exactly.
And that was one of my favorite aspects of Volume 4, which among our friends is kind of one of the dogged on seasons, and I loved it. And one of my favorite parts was the establishment and development of Ren and Nora's relationship, and the fact that they were finally willing to commit to one another, and they have taken that and dropped the ball completely.
Right, because the simple truth is that since the confirmation of Renora at the end of Volume 4, we've gotten Nora be saying to the giant robot, "Stay away from my man," while she fires her bazooka, and we have her being like, "I like your outfit. Let's fuck later." Shut up. We're on a mission.
Be careful of that.
But like that is. Like, that's all we've gotten during those couple seasons.
Yeah, and I was actually really frustrated with how they handled their relationship in this episode, where Ren was, like, resentful of Nora's compliment.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like he was unreceptive to it in the beginning, but that was to me because it was like she was overburdening and he wasn't willing to commit to being in a relationship. But it's like, when you commit to being in a relationship with someone, you should be overjoyed when they're overjoyed by you. When they're taking interest in you, you should definitely be reciprocative and responsive to that, because that's the kind of behavior anyone should aspire to in a relationship and receiving in a relationship. So, not happy with how Ren
I agree.
was in that scene.
And what's crazy is that if Ren had literally just said, like, thanks, Nora, your outfit looks good too, and then moved on, that would have been more satisfying to her and to the viewer, I feel.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I really think they have undervalued their relationship, because other than the fact that they said they were dating, we haven't like seen them really become, I don't want to see them become intimate. I just want to see them be affectionate, and not even like PDA, but to just hold hands, or to, gaze fondly at one another. Show something that that they really are kindling kind of a relationship.
Yeah.
Would be nice.
It would be.
But
so, is there anything else that we want to talk about before we end this? Because I definitely think that ending with something that's not ships would be a good way. I don't want to end with ships.
I think that's strong. I mean, we could talk about the Aesops and all of their individual designs. I'd really like to get some explanation on the guy who's like Mr. Fantastic and the girl that's sticky, and whether they're doing that through dust, technology, or semblance.
So, exactly. So, I can share my opinions on it based on what I saw.
Sure.
So,
please.
When it comes to the one that was sticky, that's hard because it looked like that her feet like completely transformed into like some type of weird monster feet.
Ooze.
Yeah. That's weird, but I think that probably is just that's her semblance. But with the stretchy dude, it was almost like he didn't stretch his arms. It's almost like he made Green Lantern constructs of hands
that's a good way to
over
say
his
that.
hands, and those stretched. And that definitely is weird. And I think for now, I'm going to assume that that's his semblance. However, if later it is revealed that that's his weapon and it's utilizing light dust somehow or something weird like that, I'd be able to accept it, no problem.
I honestly kind of think that's the case, because I feel like if it was his semblance, there wouldn't have been that imprint of his actual arm inside of it.
Because if it was his semblance, he'd just stretch.
Right. So it's hard to say. I really like the guy who slows time, which also answers a lot of questions, because between him slowing time with his semblance and his ally throwing the bolas to tie everybody up.
That's probably how they did it.
That's how they did it. That's how they locked down all of Team RWBY in a flash. They used that wolf dude's semblance.
That's totally how. That did not connect until you said it. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, so I like that. I like the bunny girl with her, like, I guess, Vi punchers.
The punchers is totally the weapon, and the running is totally her semblance. That's the one that they were the most blunt about.
Yeah, and she was like, and oh my god, we gotta talk about RWBY, and how she's like, that's not speed, my dude.
If it's not speed, then what is it?
Right? Yeah, I mean, what is it? Maybe it's, God, who even knows? Like, what is like speed but isn't speed? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Like space alteration.
Maybe.
But that doesn't look like what she does.
No. And we know that when she moves forward, it like forms like the Mach cone of
the cyclone,
around her.
Right? Yeah. So that seems like speed.
Yeah.
So please elaborate, Rooster Teeth. We are curious.
Yeah, and I feel like that, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that's all we get on that in the entire season.
Oh, oof.
I know.
Well.
I know.
Anyway, this is a good episode. Excited for next week. Sorry we bantered on ships for so long.
The thing is, the community, they're not going to be mad that we talked about ships. They're going to be mad about our opinions on the ships. They're going to be mad we don't like Bumblebee.
I don't have a problem. But we're going to cut it out now.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, peace.
Sounds Signing out.